we've been talking, Daniel, a lot over the last couple of weeks, and we're going to shift gears a little bit for everybody who's watching and listening to us on WEAC Radio. We've been talking a lot the last couple of weeks about Bangladesh and the factory that collapsed there, the largest factory collapse, the largest death toll since literally the keeping of modern history records. Daniel, you have something of an update on Bangladesh. Take it away.
That's absolutely right, David. Well, we have been following very closely the efforts of multinational corporations that purchase clothing that was made in Rana Plaza or factories similar to it in Bangladesh. Again, Bangladesh is the second largest exporter of textiles in the world after China. It's an $18 billion export for them. And of course, we found that at this point last week, only two North American clothing retailers had signed on to the Accord on Fire and Building Safety. And that's the Accord on Fire and Building Safety, and an agreement that was agreed to in negotiation with international labor unions, with the United States labor movement, with consumer and church and social groups, as well as many multinational companies. Now, dozens of European companies have signed on, including H&M, the Swedish clothing conglomerate that is the largest purchaser of clothing from Bangladesh. But only two North American companies had signed on as of last week. PVH, the parent company of Calvin Klein and Tommy Hilfiger, and Izod and many other brands, and Abercrombie and Fitch, believe it or not, which has done controversial things in the past. Now, there has been a positive development on this front in that we have good news, and that is that a third American company has signed on to the accord, and that company is Sean John. Yes, Sean John, the company that's owned by Sean P. Diddy Combs, the rap mogul and entrepreneur. Bravo, P. Diddy. I think that while I'm not a consumer of Sean John, I maybe I'll just go out and buy a pair of Sean John sweatpants in response to your willingness to sign on. And again, David, one of the biggest complaints of the U.S. retailers is that this would be legally binding and that it would force them to commit to potentially devoting at least $500,000, up to $500,000 to bringing these factories up to code in terms of fire and workplace safety. And these companies are terrified of the lawsuits that Bangladeshi workers could bring, as if workers have such great luck in American courts up against multinational corporations. They traditionally don't, let alone workers from the developing world.